And my shoe just broke on the way up here, so if I slide along back to my seat, and I don't have my thongs or Ugg boots with me, so please bear with me. I'm Sophie's mum, and I'm so proud to be her mum. When she was first born, she was the most beautiful thing that I had ever seen, and she continues to be. And today is just one of those magic days as a mum that you really appreciate. Sophie, you're just gorgeous. Love you. Sophie, for those who know her really well, know that she's very determined, she's very driven, she's also super kind and will just do anything for anyone. There have been times when she's come home to me and said, "Mum, I've got a friend who just needs somewhere to stay for a while. Can they come and live with us?" And I've gone, "Yeah, sure, Soph, they can come and live with us for a while." And we have met some beautiful people with Sophie doing that. She is the first person to step up and help out. So just love her to bits. When she met Sam, I knew Sam was probably going to be the one because he liked horses. And did he, Sophie says? Well, she told me, "Mum, he's okay with the horses." And I thought, that's pretty good, because if he was not okay with the horses, he wouldn't have lasted that long. So Sam, you are wonderful, and we love you and welcome you to our family. You're very kind, and you're just so calm for Sophie, because she does get a bit frenetic at times. So it's a really lovely balance, and I think you guys together are really magic. So welcome to our family. You've met some of us, not all of us yet, but you've met some of us, so that's good. Sam, when we first met Sam, he was just so quiet and so lovely, and Sophie was just giving me the eye of like, this might be the one, Mum. And we're so glad that you are, Sam. Yeah. You're definitely a very good couple. So blessed. So welcome to our family. I won't keep you up here long. I was just going to tell one story about Soph. Sophie is really kind, but you don't want to get on the wrong side of her. And we won't go down this path a lot, Soph, other than to say, remember that time at school when someone really annoyed you? And then something might have disappeared? Their plants? Yeah, their plants on the weekend, they just weren't growing very well. Yeah. That was Sophie not getting mad, just getting even. Yeah. Their plants didn't last long. That's all we'll say about that, Soph. But she is a beautiful daughter, and she's just been such a lovely, lovely person to have in my life. She's a really great friend, and I wish you both all the happiness. But the only thing I'm slightly concerned about is they've never been on holiday together, ever. And their honeymoon, they're going away, just the two of them together. And I said, "Soph, that's a big thing." And she's like, "Yeah, I know." So enjoy your honeymoon. I know you're looking forward to it. We're all looking forward to hearing how that went together. But yeah, bless you and bless your life. Have a wonderful time together. You're going to be amazing. Can we raise our glasses for the bride and groom? Sam and Sophie. Thanks.
Not as good as Lindy. I had to write this down. I'm sorry about that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sam and Sophie's wedding. I'm Brian Samuel's dad, obviously. Firstly, special thanks to my wife, Meredith, for doing a lot of the hard work raising our three children, including, of course, Sam. Thanks also to Sophie's family, Mum Lindy and her partner Darren, or Hocko. Her father Mike, I'm sure will be very proud today, and also her nana Lorna, and brothers Elliot and Emily and Harrison and Amber for welcoming Sam into the family. When Sam brought Sophie to meet us, we knew straight away this was definitely a good match. And as we got to know you, Sophie, this was only reinforced, of course. The horses were an added bonus, of course. Sam and I have worked together on the farm for around 10 years. Is that right, Sam? Or 12? 12, yeah. Yeah. After Sam gained a Bachelor of Ag degree from Roseworthy College. I've seen the good and the bad, but on the whole we get on pretty well. Just do what Sam says and you can't go wrong. Sam has always let us know exactly what he wants. When he was a baby, we tried the dummy on him, he spat that out. For about a week we tried, no good, hopeless. Around 4 years old on his birthday, he jumped out of the car racing to his nana for his present, fell over skinning his hands and knees, crying his eyes out. He runs to his nana, she said, "Wait Sam, I'll get your card." He said, "Don't worry about the card, Nana, just give me the present." Sam, Mum and I are proud of the person you've become and are delighted you've found Sophie to spend your life with and wish you all the happiness in the years ahead. On that note, would you raise your glasses for Sam and Sophie?
I also had to write my speech down. Linda, you did so well. Soph, Joe, Emma and I want you to know that we all feel incredibly lucky that you chose us to stand beside you today. I won't cry because I've taken the tissues out of my boobs and that's just really inappropriate. We could all not be happier for you in what has been an incredible wedding day filled with love, laughter, and might I say, a very few funny stories, mostly inappropriate, shared amongst us girls last night in the bridal suite. Look, we all have our unique stories about how we came to meet you, the friendships that have formed and the journeys that have brought us to be here beside you today. Joe may have sold you a misbehaving horse that she would ultimately buy back from you. Emma, an aspiring equine photographer, not only gained a great subject in the late Joe, but a friend and a guide through the industry. And me, well, I can't tell you when it started exactly, somewhere in early high school, but I am bloody glad that it did. To all of us, you are an incredibly special, loyal and honest friend and someone that we are so incredibly fortunate to have in our lives. Sam, we are so glad that you now form part of this unbreakable bond. We see that you make Sophie really happy. We each remember Sophie talking about when you were dating, never have we heard this woman be more excited about the farmer that she had just met. "I've met this guy and he's just an amazing bloke," she would say, in a way that was explained uniquely to each of us. Sophie has always known what she wants and she's incredibly practical like that. Sam, do you remember the day that we first met? Indeed, I believe it is still your Facebook picture to this day. Sophie is so practical that when I lived interstate, Sophie was just a few short weeks out from my wedding and into dating Sam, and she called me up probably about the week beforehand and pitched you to me like this. "So I've met this guy and he's just a great bloke, and since you, Mum and Nana, will already be at your wedding, I'm thinking that I will just bring him and he can meet all of you at once." What a pitch, and honestly, how could I say no? Possibly the only person in the world that I treasure so dearly and who could pull off bringing a random +1 to a wedding. But I'm so glad that you both could be a start of my journey with Jared, and more so today that I am standing here beside you both at the very start of yours. Sam, as a gift to you on behalf of the bridesmaids, I would like to bestow the secrets to a happy marriage with Sophie. Firstly, Sophie is always right. You may challenge respectfully, but Sophie is always right. Secondly, continue to love Taco. Continue to give in to him sleeping in the bed. Even though you might pretend to be strict, we all know that you're a big softie and this one's going to be an easy to accomplish task. And then thirdly, I'd like you to start leaving multiple blank cheques around the house. We promise they will only ever be spent on horses, molasses, saddles, riding boots, and everything that is horsey. Most importantly, just keep being the person that you are. I've never known Sophie to settle for anything less than perfect, and so for her to feel for you, care for you, and for her to light up every single time that she talks about you, you are undoubtedly the perfect man for her, and I know that she will be the perfect woman for you. Congratulations to you both on your wedding day. We wish you all the happiness as you navigate the world together from this day onwards. Treasure your very first night as a married couple, husband and wife, but please keep in mind that I'm sleeping in the room next to you. Thanks.
So, good evening to Mr. and Mrs. Wedding family and guests. Firstly, I'd like to say how stunning Sophie and the bridesmaids look tonight. Also, not forgetting Sam, he scrubs up quite well for being a farmer. I've known Sam for quite a number of years. In our high school years, some of us close friends at the time used to be worried that he wouldn't find that special someone to spend the rest of his life with. We often joked around with Sam in the schoolyard and said if he didn't find that special someone by his 30th birthday, we would sign him up for the reality TV show Farmer Wants a Wife. Thankfully, he found the love of his life, his lovely new wife, Sophie, so we never had to sign him up for the television show, although he was cutting it a little fine. For all those who don't know me yet, my name is Andrew and I've been a friend of Sam's for what seems like an eternity. The year was 2004 when we met, where we're both starting the next chapter of our lives we call high school at Xavier College in Gawler. We became friends in Year 8 and have been friends ever since then. If it wasn't for high school, we would never met. 18 years of friendship has seen so many ups and downs along with lots of good memories. I could stand here and tell you story after story, some funny and others not so funny or appropriate. We all know Sam loves his sport and can be very competitive when he wants to be. From the number of times he would beat me somehow in almost any sport possible. I'd always ask the question, how much is Sam going to beat me by today? But there was a rare couple of times where somehow luck was on my side. When I did win, I'd always make sure he knew about it and bragged about it for a while. I will never let him forget that day at Shanks Mini Golf at Regency Park. He had a very comfortable lead for most of the 18-hole course. Here he was thinking, I've got this in the bag halfway into the course. We were on the back nine and somehow I got lucky chipping away at his score hole by hole. It was the 18th hole. He was one shot up on me. It was a challenging hole and he got it in free. It was my shot. I lined up at the tee and took my shot. Somehow my first shot was well short of where I wanted to be. Sam was thinking, no way is Andrew going to make this long putt up the hill and get it in one shot to win. I stepped up and took my shot and somehow the ball went into the hole. To this day, I don't know how I did it. Only one by one, but it seemed like such a victory and to make it worse, it was Sam's birthday. Sam, you're probably still wondering to this day how you lost. Sam also liked a good hike. I'll never forget climbing Mount Crawford summit. Here I was thinking we would follow the simple track that goes around the base and up to the summit. No, he sees an opening from the road and decides that's where we're going. We climbed up the hill and got to the top of the forest line, confronted with steeper terrain, rocks and boulders. Next minute, he starts climbing up over these boulders, rocks, trees, and bushes. He didn't leave me much choice but to follow him, unfortunately, or get left behind. Then there was that other time at Kersbrook, we anticipated doing a hike of about 8 kilometres. Well, that hike turned into well over 10 when somehow we listened to Sam and his directions. Word of warning, always be prepared for the unexpected when hiking with Sam. He certainly likes a good challenge. Finally, I'd like to say, Sam, thanks for all the fun times and memories, as well as being such a good friend in the good and not so good times. I feel so happy for you today, starting the next chapter of your life and letting us all share it with you. Thanks for letting us be a part of this special day. It has been truly a pleasure. We all know how much effort has gone into this day to make it happen. Finally, I'd like you to all raise your glass for a toast May your love for each other continue to shine bright throughout your lives together. Thank you.
Alrighty, I'll keep this brief. I'm certainly no speech maker like my dad. Okay, firstly, thank you all very much for coming out today to celebrate this special occasion with Sophie and I. Unfortunately, the weather didn't play ball today, but thank you all for coming. I know some of you have travelled very long distances to help celebrate, so we really appreciate it. Now to the bridesmaids, Tammy, Jo and Emma. You all look stunning. So thank you for celebrating this wedding with us. You have all done very well dealing with Sophie, given we all know how particular she is. To the groomsmen, Andrew, Luke, Richard, couldn't have asked for any better groomsmen to stand by my side. All three of you have been a huge part of my life, so thanks for your help today. I would like to thank the Lowe Duncan family for warmly welcoming me into their family from the very start. I'm very lucky to entering such a loving family. So thanks Lindy, Hocko, Lorna, Elliot, Harrison and extended family for welcoming me and making me feel part of the family. Now, I'd like to make a special mention of Sophie's father, Mike, who is looking down from above tonight. I only knew Mike for a short time, but we got on very well with our similar humour, similar thinking, and red wine enthusiasm. One memory I won't forget was one of the first things he asked both Sophie and myself, which was, quote, "When are the grandkids coming?" He also made it very clear to me that he was very happy that Sophie had finally met someone to take the burden of all the horse costs from him, which we both agreed were never ending. I know that you'd be very proud of what she's achieved. I'm sure that you would be looking down with a huge proud smile on your face as you look at your daughter in a stunning white dress. So here's to you, Mike. Thanks, Mum and Dad, for getting me to this point in my life. I know Mum didn't have much confidence this day would come, but here we are, Mum. So thanks to you both for guiding me to this day, and thank you also for welcoming Sophie into our family with open arms. Now lastly, thank you to my now beautiful wife. You look absolutely stunning. And thank you for doing all the heavy lifting and organising this wedding. Actually, I should say all the lifting. The endless hours you put in planning this magnificent day are so appreciated. Every day your motivation and passion to achieve your goals with your work, business, study and horses is inspiring, even if you overload yourself. Likewise, your caring attitude towards friends and others means you'll drop everything to help in an instant. I also love that we share the same dry humour and barely a day goes by that we don't make each other laugh or smile. I'm a very lucky man and so excited to begin a new chapter of my life with you. I look forward to seeing what this brings, so here's to many more celebrations together. Now everyone, enjoy the night and celebrate hard.